Alright, I've hit the recording button, and I've hit the streaming button. Let's see if I'm streaming. Am I streaming yet? I don't see the live thing. I don't see myself. Oh, wait. Buffering? Oh, holy shit, here I am. Let's see. I don't see the live thing. Oh, I can hear myself. Oh, wait. Sounding great. A little bit choppy, but hey. We're gonna make it work. So, welcome everybody to episode 5 of... Let me do the jingle. Once again, I do not have my synthesizers, so I have to do this with a kalimba. Woo, woo, woo! Groomer alert! Groomer alert! Woo, woo, woo! Okay. Alright, so, we've got here a Google Doc, as we always have, and, this is about some very sort of insular drama surrounding a group of people in a community known as ASP, which stands for Aspiring VTubers, which is a community on 4chan's VTuber board. And there's been all sorts of hubbub and hullabaloo about this shit. So finally, this Google Doc has dropped, and it's fucking crazy. So I'm not even going to really preface it too much because I didn't really know a whole lot before I dived in. So it'll be a nice fresh take for everybody. So let me get the thing open, and yeah, we'll just dive right in. Okay. So note, Kree is a victim in all of this. So right off the bat, they don't tell you who Kree is. They just say Kree is a victim. Okay. Who is Kree? We've done things we aren't proud of. I apologize to anyone that I've hurt, and take accountability for my actions, influenced by Kamui or not. I hope one day I can be forgiven. The point of this document is to share mine and others' experiences with Kamui, and hopefully prevent others from being hurt by him. It is in roughly chronological order, as best as I can piece it together. Even if you hate this drama, I encourage you to read this document anyway. If you currently interact with Kamui... if you currently interact with Kamui, I'm sure you'd rather have seen it than not. Well, I don't know. I feel like that's a debatable statement. I personally feel enriched having read this, and yeah, I will sort of preface this by saying that I've read this, so this is not a fresh take from me. This is not a fresh reaction. So if you're looking for that, go watch somebody else. But I got some takes. So the screenshots shown are a mix of my own and ones that Kree and others sent me for the purposes of this doc. Kree later withdrew consent regarding the use of these DMs after once again being swayed by him. But they are too important to the document to omit. Had I not seen them myself, I may have been tricked again, and so I am including them as a matter of public interest. Yeah, so so one of the people who supplied a lot of these screenshots has withdrawn their consent, and yeah, so it's in there anyway. So we're seeing it. So don't worry, not a whole lot of censored stuff, not a lot of redactions. We got a lot of just nitty gritty. All right, so we got Kamui's Twitter. All right, his Twitch, it's just archived, and his YouTube channel. All right, so me and Kamui. I go by Roddy Pop, and they've also gone by Poppy Sweetheart and Corpse Milk Tea. I met Kamui / Vineosaur / Vin / Squeezle / Spink / Sploink. This part just feels like a joke. Towards the end of 2023, when I joined the Aspiring VTubers community on 4chan, also known as ASP. I don't remember how we met, but I do remember his model standing out to me. Great. We became friends and collabed on Monster Hunter World with 2 other people. I developed a crush on Kamui fast, and would flirt with him, and he reciprocated those feelings. Early on, he would say that he loved me, and at the time, I felt uncomfortable because we hadn't been talking long. But after a while, I gave in to the pressure and started saying it back. It didn't take me long to mean it. He officially asked me to be his girlfriend on January 28th, 2024. Though we were sexual prior to that. So this part, when I was reading it for the first time, I feel like, what's her name? Roddy, Poppy, whatever her name is, could have done a better job putting this together. You know, you just give us the facts. We don't need to hear about how he emotionally raped you. I feel like you'll see. It does get worse. Because you might be reading stuff like this and getting a little skeptical of the contents of this doc. But all right, so here we go. So here's a conversation between Roddy Pop and Kamui, also known as Kamui. Roddy Pop says, "Are we e-dating?" And he says, "We can be, 3 with a little kitty cat paw." So kawaii. And she says, "Ah," with a little squiggly mark. And Kamui says, "Do you wanna?" and Roddy Pop says, "What would the difference be compared to how we have been?" Kamui says, "Well, none really. I guess I already think of us as a couple." And Roddy Pop says, "Then yes." And that's I'm not sure what this emote is supposed to be. It's like it's a cat wearing a hat. It's a cat in a hat. All right. "I didn't want to be presumptuous, but I'm glad, heart. I love you." Oh, hello, Gail. No, we're right at the very beginning of this thing. So this is, I think, one of the very first screen caps. Does the cat know anything? God, I hope not. Leave the fucking cat in the hat out of it. "I love you, goofball. You fucking dope. You kook." Oh, that's so cute. Little banter. See, it's like he's like an anime character. See, because he confessed his love, but then he got all shy and he went, "Kya, you dope." He's being tsundere. I've read about half of it, and it appears he's been very naughty. Yeah, that's oh, that's an understatement, Kale. It's there's a whole lot of fucking naughtiness going on in this. It's crazy. All right, so for context, I have a very I love this paragraph. "For context, I have a very high libido, and at the time was in a relationship that was reaching the end. Due to health issues and trauma on my boyfriend's part, we were rarely intimate anymore, which is something I have trouble dealing with due to my own trauma." With the fucking with trauma, all these I don't know. Maybe I'm a misogynist, but whenever I see some fucking lady talking about her trauma, it's like, you know, everybody has trauma. Doesn't make you stupid like this. "This does not excuse my actions, but is merely to provide context. I had put off breaking up with my boyfriend in fear of hurting him, but as I began developing feelings for Kamui, I knew that wasn't fair to my boyfriend and ripped the band-aid off. Not long after, Kamui and I became official." So Roddy here is cheating on her boyfriend, who she lives. I think she lives with him, and and she's just flirting with Kamui on the side, and Mammy Taylor Schizo. Yeah, this is I feel like this is worse than Mammy. Mammy was like because Mammy was unsuccessful with all of his flirting, and he had to literally like blackmail people into interacting with him. And this is a little more sociopathic, I feel. They honestly all seem like horrible people. Yeah, that's exactly the feeling that I get from this doc. I mean, I can't really feel bad for anybody, and all I can do is judge them and be like, damn, these people are all crazy. it's just all like the most insane shit. Like you wouldn't imagine like adults would be up to this kind of stuff. Like it's kid shit. This is like middle school love triangle stuff. All right, so Kree is a girl who had been in Kamui's life a few months prior to me meeting him, and was, I thought, his best friend / biggest fan. It was obvious early on that she was head over heels in love with him. I would get really jealous of her, and she felt the same. All right, so got a little tension brewing. They're fighting each other, a little clashing. I don't remember how early me and Kree would start fighting each other, but we were both catty and hurtful towards each other often. I would see signs that made it seem like they were a couple, and I confronted him multiple times, but he always explained it away. And after a while, I stopped asking and trusted him. One time I asked her if they were a couple, and she said yes, so I began to distance myself from Kamui. He noticed and asked me, and I told him I knew him and Kree were together. He got upset, thinking that I was believing the threads over him, until I told him Kree told me. After which he assured me that she was a jealous, delusional fangirl, and there was nothing between them. A lot of text, not enough pictures, I think, in this part of the doc, but we'll get pictures coming up. There were multiple times where me and Kree would fight to the point that Kamui would intervene and threaten to kick one or both of us from his community and his life because we were casting him and his community in a negative light. But things would calm down, we'd be forgiven, and things would go back to the status quo. Yeah, good job. Good thing in there, Kamui. I feel like, yeah, your community and your reputation as a VTuber who gets, what, like 10 viewers or whatever, that's much more important than the two loves of your life. The latest incident started while me, Kree, Kamui, and others were in a VC playing Crunker Strike. At one point, I spawned beside her, and I said, "Your sniper rifle, give it to me!" Where I was then kicked from the call. I was confused, but just moved to a different channel to continue playing, since there was a tournament going on in-game. After a few minutes, I messaged Kamui, asking if what I said was that egregious. He then told me he hadn't kicked me, but Kree had. He told me he had chastised her, and that I could come back. I re-entered the call and said, "This is all I'll say on the matter, but if you fuck with me again, I'm leaving." Her immediate response was, "That would be great." Yeah, it's a good comeback. So I once again left the call and went to another channel to continue playing. Kamui said while I was gone, him and others got onto her about her behavior. What do we got? Oh, we got Gunpie. Hey, Shin, I know you told me to kill myself like last year, and I just wanted to let you know I forgive you, homie. Yeah, I did do that, Gunpie, and yeah, sorry. Yeah, you know, everybody has a little meltdown every now and then, I guess. This guy's having a meltdown. That's why at first when I was seeing this shit, I was a little bit sympathetic. I was like, oh yeah, everybody's been in love. Everybody's acting a little crazy over it. But this is a little too crazy. And yeah, hi Foofy. All right, so all right. He showed me a message of him once again getting angry with her about fucking with me, and told her to think about whether she hated me or cared about him more. She responded by locking down her Discord and Twitter. She would later post a suicide note in a thread, which Kamui recognized because she used a nickname she uses for him. He was worried, and me and another friend jumped on a call with him. He began trying to find her, and I tried to reach out to people who might know where she was. Me and the friend recommended that Kamui post in the thread that he had contacted authorities for a wellness check, figuring it would bring her out of the woodwork. Not long after, she contacted Kamui. Me and the friend felt validated that she had just done it to get his attention and to manipulate him. Yeah, a lot of text, but yeah, we're getting to the good stuff. Very wordy. I feel like they could have summed this up a little bit better, but hey, I'm not the one writing the. I'm just a critic. You know what is a critic? I probably couldn't write a Google Doc. The next day, she was in his stream like nothing happened, which infuriated us to no end. But she was not in his community anymore. But over time, he said she was lonely and had her come back, and once again, it was status quo. While talking to her in a call recently, we talked about it, and she said she really wanted to kill herself. I apologized for assuming that she was lying and trying to play it up, but given what it was a reaction to, I just had a hard time believing it. All right, so here we go. We got a screen cap. So this is Kamui chastising Kree and assuring me that they aren't together. So Kamui says, "I'm sorry, this can't continue." And Kree says, "There's just shit that happened IRL too, and you too. It's just too much for me. I need time. I need some time to just chill a little bit. Please, honey, let's act like adults. Give me some time to calm down a little from all the stress. Yeah, please, let's act like adults and not do any of this." Kamui says, "You've been rude to Poppy, even after I told you very strongly not to be anymore." Oh, now scroll over. You tried to control how I run things, telling me who I can and can't mod. You made me think you were cheating on me. You've gone off on me once or twice and only ever reel it in when you think I'm gone for good. I'm not making this the rest of my life. And then she says, "Honey, please don't leave, not now," which is just the most fucking pathetic thing. Yeah, there's a lot of this kind of shit. Oh man, it's it's soul crushing. So Kamui says, "Giving her mod is an objectively good decision because, like I said, you aren't there the entire time. I don't require you to be there either. Sometimes you need to sleep or take care of IRL things. It's good for me to have a second person. Why not the person that's always there too?" Which is like fucking retarded because you don't need a Twitch mod. What, when somebody's gonna pop in, like a bot is gonna pop in and drop a little link, and then you delete it, and then that's it. This guy again gets probably like 20 viewers on a good day, which I mean, you know, I'm not one to talk about that, but just realistically, you don't need a mod. You don't need a single mod. Totally unnecessary. So that's just that whole that whole argument is stupid, and yeah, this Kree person, she seems very gullible and very easily manipulated. So here Roddy says, "You made me think you were cheating on me, and I won't be upset or think of you or us any differently. But is that what it implies?" And he says, "That stunt she pulled, remember? In her head, she pairs us together. It's why she calls me honey and stuff, even in chat. Kree is a very delusional girl, and sometimes I have to play along to keep her from going off the deep end. She sends me sobbing voice messages and shit." And Roddy says, "Okay, just checking. I do trust you." Which, why? Why? Yeah, I have to lie to her and tell her, "Oh, I love you, honey. I'm never gonna leave you." And that's just me just trying to get her to not commit suicide. I'm just being a good guy here. It's great. Good stuff. All right. Gail says, according to his schizo stalking of his viewers, his CCV was around 10 to 16. Wow. Beat by his own facts and logic. That's yeah, definitely not a number that you need mods for. You know, maybe if you have 100 to 160, maybe you could use one mod. But I'm too busy playing video games. I can't delete the little bot link. Maybe some fucking idiot might actually click it. Nobody's gonna click it. Don't worry about it. It doesn't matter. You don't need a mod. It's stupid. All right. So Kamui says she is. God, I wish she wasn't so supportive usually. If she was someone that just popped in to say hi from time to time, she'd be fucking gone. So, yeah, we see through the doc where he basically tells each one of these women individually, God, you're the one for me, baby. The other one, I don't like her at all. She's just I'm just using her. She's just shit. Very smooth. Dr. Ooze says, need one mod per viewer so everybody has their own CIA handler. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, everybody in this chat, you all need a personal wrangler. It's all right. I'm gonna mod everybody. I'm gonna mod everybody in here, and you know what? You can mod yourselves. Actually, I'm not gonna do that. I don't know how to mod people. Too much work. All right. So she was a mod on his Twitch channel, and after being at almost every one of his streams for months, he made me a mod as well, much to her chagrin. Kamui would have me and Kree check his viewer list constantly in order to write down everyone who came to his streams and send it to him afterwards, which, yeah, that's a little bit insane. We did this for several months. I didn't really realize how strange it was until I told someone and they reacted in a very concerned way. I thought it was just helping Kamui with his brainworms. So that's sort of a red flag with this woman. It's like, oh yeah, we were just taking detailed accounts of every single person who shows up in your stream. And never once thought that was weird. I was just helping my boyfriend. Alright, here's an example of data I would send him after streams. And this is I guess just like a list of people who are in his streams. Hold on, am I there? Bananaverse? No? I think I popped into like 2 of his streams. They weren't the most exciting streams, but you know, again, who am I to talk? I'm not out here trying to judge people's art and creativity. I'm trying to judge their the heinous shit that they do in their spare time. Striped Pantsu says, Bananaverse mentioned. Oh, wait, really? I'm not going to spend time looking. You probably pranking me. So Asp in... So I wish all this wasn't redacted. He has his CCV and other people's on the second row. Oh, yeah. So it's one thing to keep track of like the people who are in your own streams, but then when you're keeping track of like everybody else, it's like, well, I mean, first of all, why? And second of all, what are you going to do with that information? And seeing some of the stuff later in this doc, I feel like that couldn't be anything good that he wanted to do with that stuff. But hey, I don't know. I didn't know at first that he had an IRL girlfriend that he had been with for 10 years and lived with and had provide for him. Okay, so this is a kind of a fun little fact here. So he has a girlfriend who he fucking lives with. And I think this other woman, Roddy, had a boyfriend who I think she lived with. How are these people cheating on their partners and spending so much time? Like, they're fucking watching streams all the time. They're fucking moderating for them and doing all sorts of shit, hanging out in Discord. How do these people not know? One day I heard her in the background, he claimed it was his roommate. Then that he and I were in a similar situation where he was also unhappy and in a dead bedroom relationship. So I sympathized. I'm not getting any pussy anymore. Better fucking cheat. Over time, he would go from how he wasn't attracted to her due to her being overweight, unhygienic, and a slob, to her cheating on him or her being physically abusive. I feel like all of those things could probably play a part. I mean, my being sexual / flirty would often bother Kamui. and over time he trained me in a sense. I began changing, though I would still slip up at times. He repressed me sexually, often claiming that I was gooning when I came to him with my needs. But always expecting me to take care of him on the rare occasion that he comes from my... So this is this part. So I'm trying to wrap my head around it, and so she comes to him and she's like, hey baby, I'm horny. He's like, you fucking gooner. What are you fucking horny for? Yeah, it sounds like a great relationship. This is definitely a person that I would go out of my way to want to be with. So hey, who can blame her? That's if he was being honest. Yeah, and probably not. So he would often get angry and jealous whenever I would play, flirt, or joke with others, and he would sometimes quote punish me against my consent by bringing up embarrassing things or insulting me in front of others, to the point that I was scared to be myself, and I felt like I was walking on eggshells when talking to people, even privately. Kamui would have Kree spy on me and report back to him if I was gooning. Oh, God. The fucking gooning part is so, like... Yeah, I guess maybe she'll go out and post some porny stuff or whatever, but I mean, like, if she's coming to him privately and saying this stuff and he's calling her a gooner, that's cool, actually. I like that, Kamui. You got points for that one. That's based. That's epic. Good lord. All right. Since meeting him, I developed an eating disorder, starving myself to the point that my hair was coming out in clumps because I wanted to be thin enough for him, since he said he wasn't attracted to overweight women and wasn't interested in living with me until I was his ideal weight. Oh my... I missed that part the first time. That is insane. Hey, baby, I love you, but you're a little fat. Maybe you lose a little bit of weight, then we can get married and stuff, huh? But until then, get out of here with that fucking muffin top. Isn't Kamui a fat manlet himself? Yeah, that's the funniest part is like, when you know what this guy looks like, when you fucking read this shit, it's like mind-blowing. That, especially, like, these people would know, I assume, what he looked like at this point, and they would still take this shit from him. It's insane. He has the fat neckbeard phenotype, yeah. Look, I don't want to be too mean about people's looks here, but get a haircut. That's all I'll say. Since meeting him, I developed an eating disorder. Until I was ideal weight. All right. He also forced his other ideals on me, such as convincing me to stop drinking alcohol. Parentheses, I was later informed that he would tell other people that I was a, quote, raging alcoholic, despite me only having a few drinks a year, and that he was, quote, saving me. Oh. Such a helpful guy. Trying to get his woman on the straight and narrow. He would also often police my language. He claims he hates the word. He claims he hates the words up and to, the number specifically, and after a while had me and Kree both using other words like north and dose. In retrospect, I can't help but wonder if this was a test to see how much he could control us, since he didn't do it with anyone else, and after a while would use the words casually himself. Yeah, no shit. I hear that, I read this stuff, and it sounds like totally fucking insane, and then you have to think that there are people, like, there are these two women who just fucking went along with this stuff. I don't like the word up and to, So can you please use other words? It's like, no, what are you, fucking stupid? So I want to know what even like the explanation for that would be. Like, is it OCD? What could he possibly say to convince you that this is like a real thing? But hey, love is blind. No, that's not the saying. Love makes you blind. I don't know if that's a saying. I just made it up. He got me used to using slurs around him. For example, he disliked when I said trans and said I should use the slur T word instead. He also dislikes the word partner and what he considers ebonics, so I stopped using those as well. What are you supposed to say when you're in Texas? Howdy, friend. I don't know. He is also extremely homophobic, though he has no problems making gay jokes himself, since if it's between guys, it's funny and obvious that it's a joke. But when I did it with girls, it upset him. I was scared to express that I did find girls attractive, so after a while, I pushed that down too. Yeah, that's a good way to get around it. Just throw a D in there. Partner. Totally different word. So this is the ban / the rebrand. During one of Camui's streams, he jokingly, with parentheses question mark, he jokingly said he wouldn't support my streams since I expressed that I had always looked up to Nyanners and I wanted to do a lolly voice type streams. Oh, that's a bad road to go down, Roddy. You don't want to do that. One of his viewers said that he would support me, so I replied that since he'd support me, maybe I'd watch him instead. I thought we were just bantering, but Camui became very upset and banned me. Despite the ban, I could still hear the stream when he proceeded to go on a 1-minute vitriolic rant about me and how toxic I was, that people had stopped watching his streams and wanted him to ban me due to me making people uncomfortable, so that is what he did. I became inconsolable. I felt that doing that in front of people was something permanent, and that he was essentially breaking up with me. I deleted my socials and isolated myself. Oh, excuse me. Alright. Isolated myself. Where is it? He later DM'd me asking if nothing happened, saying that he unbanned me after, and that he was just upset. Oh, what's wrong, baby? I was just playing it up for the audience. Genius. Take note, incels. This is how you get laid, apparently. He convinced me that I needed to rebrand, that I start over and, quote, behave in order to win people over. I was hesitant at first, but we began brainstorming ideas, which led me to being Poppy Sweetheart. I returned to his streams as a viewer, and while some people recognized who I was from day one, others didn't catch on for a while. Alright. Video. Let me take a little sip of water here. The video. Sometime in February of 2024, I told Camui I was considering trying out for V-Allure, a VTuber corporation that involved more sexual content. Some spicy stuff. He became extremely upset with me and almost broke up with me. I begged for forgiveness, and after a while he calmed down, though he was still very disappointed in me. So, in a normal case, I could probably understand, being upset with your girlfriend who basically wants to go out and, in my opinion, I don't know, it's a form of soft prostitution, basically, if you're going out there doing, like, porn content. But, I mean, in this case, he's still like with his girlfriend. He was cheating on his fucking girlfriend with this person. I mean, the whole thing's fucked. You became upset with me, so like, you don't get upset with her. You're all fucking scumbags. Just fucking deal with it, Camui. Just go let her do her sexy VTubing stuff. You have no room to fucking get mad at anybody for anything. Seems like he still lives with his real. Oh my god, that I really hope that's true. IRL, the status quo hasn't changed, so he's still just hanging out with his ex-girlfriend now, or current girlfriend. Who fucking knows? This guy's just got so many girlfriends. You know, I've only ever had one at a time. This motherfucker had 3. And it seems like he was having a great time with it. Let's see. Note, I've always had issues when it comes to guilt. It's still something I struggle with. Feeling like things are my fault, I'm often told I punish myself too harshly compared to my misdeeds. It often ties into my depression and feelings of inadequacy. That I'm bad and not good enough, that if something's wrong, it's my fault, that I deserve any suffering I experience. This is the context for this next paragraph. So when she fucking dumps that much on you and says, okay, that's the context for what's going to happen next. You know what's going to happen next. It's going to be fucking bad. All right, so I felt incredibly guilty and was unable to forgive myself for even considering it and for upsetting him. And I begged him to punish me because the guilt was eating me alive and I was scared I would hurt myself. He was hesitant at first, but he decided on me recording a sexual video that involved me doing something most would consider disgusting. So most would consider disgusting. Did she consider that disgusting, or was that just like a normal thing? Need to know these details. Most would consider disgusting. All right. I was nervous at first, but I recorded it and sent it to him. So this part, I don't really get. So she's begging this guy, please punish me, and he's like, all right, do a weird sex video. And here she is. Over time, he would begin to use it against me by mentioning it in public VCs, usually in a retaliatory manner if I upset him. Parentheses, an example being me and another girl in his VC play flirting with each other. So that is, yeah, that's definite scumbag shit. But also, why the fuck would you beg him to ask you to make a dirty blackmail video? Yeah, maybe this is sort of victim blaming, but I mean, you literally asked for this. But you know, that's not to excuse any of this horrible shit. But like, come on. There are so many points in this story where you could have just got out of there, and you should have got out of there, and you should have seen the 1 billion red flags that were there, but you didn't. But, you know, hey, love makes you blind. That's what a wise man once said a couple minutes ago. I will note here that this was explicitly not something we had discussed or that I had ever approved of. And at one point, he pulled up the video where it showed the first frame, which showed me nude. Is that in VC or on like a stream or something? That's crazy. Love makes you brain damaged. Yeah, well, in this case, it does. I asked him multiple times to stop bringing it up in front of other people, but he continued to. I did tell him that humiliation was a kink of mine, but that these situations were not how I wanted to explore that. And I reiterated that I didn't want the video mentioned/shown. Full stop. When breaking up with him, I requested that he delete the video, which he says that he did. So this whole part is fucking crazy. Let me take another little sip here. How far are we? Not even... we're like a third of the way. Not even. Good lord. It's so long, but it's a journey. I remember when he showed the video in public, it felt like my brain broke in half. For a moment, I was scared of what he was capable of and could see how bad everything was, but I doubled down. That it was my fault he showed it because I upset him and that I deserved it. That as long as I was good, he wouldn't hurt me. Getting others involved without prior discussion is uncouth. Yes, I agree. showing off. Hey, check this out, everybody. I got nudes of this chick. And everybody like fucking high five you? It's like a weird power play, I guess, right? It's creepy. This shit. I remember when he showed the. Oh, all right, I already read that. Me asking Kamui to not share the video and a glimpse of my world at the time. Welcome to my twisted world. Punish me in private, please. Well, all right, I guess that's your thing. If you want to hurt me or humiliate me, please don't do it in front of the others. Say that I licked piss off the floor like a dog, that I'm gross and undeserving. So, before she sort of danced around, she didn't tell you the thing that she did in the video, and now here she didn't even redact it. I mean, I'd probably redact it. I don't want people to know that I licked piss off the floor. Or, I mean, maybe she does. I don't know. She's kind of... who knows? They already know I'm disgusting and pathetic. That's it. That's the only thing I don't like, is when it's in front of people or showing it to people. Have you shown blank? In private, you can say or do anything you want. If we live together, you can do anything you want to me. That's a sad statement. Is what I'm asking okay? And all this in mind, these fucking women, just keep in mind what this guy looks like. These fucking women throwing themselves at him. That's it, I think. Just the fact that it's in front of others. I'm sorry I've been worse lately. I think I feel better getting this off my chest. I love you. I'm sorry that happens. I'm sorry that sometimes I get upset over it. I figure it's like you're breaking me so that you can rebuild me how you like. Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. I just feel kind of hopeless over it sometimes. It depends on my mood at the time. I'll try to be better. Oh, it's so good of you to promise to be better. I'll be a good girl for you, Master Kamui. Jesus. This is brutal. All right, so we got the Patchy sitch. So now we're bringing Patchy into the fold. This little fucking hat. Patchy joined Kamui's community in late October of 2023. Oh, that's a Kamui's community. Kamui's community. There we go. In late October of 2023. And they got along really well. Me and other community members liked him a lot as well. Early on, Kamui told me Patchy had told him in DMs that he said once, that he said since he was close to where I was, this Google Doc could probably use some punctuation. That's my little critique here for you, Roddy. Commas and stuff. Since he was close to where I was, he was going to come down here and fuck me. Patchy's cruising on over in his fuckmobile and he's gonna lay down some dick. I don't remember it bothering me at the time, but it made me a bit wary. It would come out months later that this exchange never occurred. Oh. Me and Patchy are similar in that we are both flirty people, and sometimes, when talking, we would both playfully flirt with each other, though there was no intent behind it, / nothing went on between us. I also feel comfortable discussing sexual topics, clinically, and the topic would sometimes be talked about. Kamui would often get upset, claiming that I was, quote, gooning. There you go, fucking gooning again, Roddy, with your fucking your sex talk with Patchy over here. Cree would often go to Kamui telling him that I was gooning with people or in people chats. Gooning with people or in people chats. Okay. Sometimes I think I'm dyslexic, but other times, no, that's just the fault of the author. And he would always pop up, upset with me. He would chastise me, even when at times him and Patchy would be talking about something sexual, and I tried to join in the conversation. Get out of here, bitch. This is man talk. You can get out of here talking about your fucking menstruations and your vaginas and stuff. We're trying to make gay sex jokes and stuff. One time, Patchy, me, and Cree were in a call, and Kamui left. We were discussing past trauma, which is, yeah, everybody get together in the VC and talk about our fucking trauma. Fun. And the conversation moved on to discussing a kink. Also fun, I guess. Kamui came in. Cree having messaged him that we were gooning and that she was uncomfortable, even though she never told us she was, and stayed. Kamui was very angry to the point that I became very distraught. It took Patchy telling him nothing happened and Cree telling him that she had exaggerated for him to calm down. Alright, so now here's Cree admitting to over-exaggerating. I am sorry, with a little anime girl in the fetal position. I'm sitting with Patchy. It's my fault. I was discomforted by their discussion. and I couldn't tell them I was discomfortable with them. What happened in the VC happened in the VC. They didn't go too far. I was just not comfortable with the talk. So I'm sorry. At Sploink. Because of Kamui's influence, I began seeing Patchy's harmless flirting as something malicious over time. I feared making Kamui angry, and I had begun to suppress myself as well. Kamui, during this, pushed a narrative that Patchy was a sex pest, and that he was a danger to the girls in the community. Patchy distanced himself from Kamui and his community, and Kamui continued to make these claims. Get some more water. A whole lot of fucking words in this thing. But we're getting through it. No, we're not. We got a ways to go. Okay. One day, Kamui sent me a link to a clip from a stream they collabed on. He asked me to post it to the thread about an hour after his stream started, wait about 15 minutes, and then post a message in his chat telling him to check his DMs. Patchy made a Vocaroo for the thread. I listened to it and wrote out a synopsis for Kamui, since he refused to listen to it. It was merely Patchy's unbiased experience, and how he was distancing himself from Kamui and his community. There was nothing of him giving away doxable information or threats. He decided to give his own side live on stream since he believed that Patchy had said revealing things in the Vocaroo, asking me and Cree to participate. I don't remember talking much. I felt uncomfortable, but backed up some of the claims made. Cree and Kamui did most of the talking. Kamui also doxed Patchy's full name during the stream. Alright, so I remember this being talked about, and never really seeing any proof, but it does seem like it did happen. So there we go. But also, at the same time, my hot take here is that leaking somebody's name is not a dox. A dox, I think, is like a name and an address, like a phone number, relatives. And you know, I've had my shit doxed. You know, people that doxed me, grow a pair. That's my advice to these people. Grow a pair. Just your name. You know, when you go out and in the real world, are you afraid of people knowing your name? No. What the fuck does it matter if they know your name? He did do it because I remember seeing his name get posted. Yeah, I did actually. I was asking about it like a couple days ago, and I did finally see some proof, and yeah, here it is confirmed. Just doxing his name because you assumed that he said something revealing in his 30-minute long Vocaroo, which is the most fucking tedious thing I've ever listened to. I don't know if anybody else here has listened to that Vocaroo, but like, God, that guy just fucking drones on, and really, I feel like he could have done like a 5-minute Vocaroo, got all the same points out, And then maybe there wouldn't have been this misunderstanding. Then the guy just could have listened to it. Because honestly, you see somebody post a 30-minute Vokaroo, your first response is, "I'm not gonna fucking listen to that." So I mean, I can't really blame Kamui for not even bothering, because it's just so fucking long. But also, yeah, schizophrenic to assume that he would dox you, and then just counter dox him without even knowing. So prior to the breakdown of the friendship between everybody and Patchy, there was a call where we shared things like our IRL pictures and our legal names because we trusted each other, which is the stupidest fucking thing that you could ever do. It's like, oh yeah, we've been internet friends for like what, 3 months or something. Yeah, here's where I went to school. Here's the name here's my mom's name. Here's my fucking credit card number. These people are stupid. These people are all fucking stupid. At one point after the drama stream, Kamui and I were on a call, and he was using one of the pictures of Patchy to try to figure out where he lived. Parentheses, he was wearing his school ID in the photo, which showed the college's symbol. I went along with it since I believed the claims, and he said he wanted the information just in case he claimed that Patchy threatened to dox him and leak nudes of his. So at this point, you're probably wondering, what the fuck? Why would he have Kamui's nudes? But you'll see. We'll find out. So here's Patchy's account of the call where we shared our IRL information. So here's fucking Patchy's shit. All right, so I've never watched Patchy's streams, but here's my impression of what I think Patchy would sound like. All right, let me get into character. I had known Kamui for several months at the point, and had attended each stream of his, with him showing up frequently to mine. I had trusted him wholly, and saw him as like an older brother figure. One day, when speaking casually in my Discord's voice chat with him, me, Kree, and Roddy, the topic shifted to stories from our real lives outside of VTubing, to which states we each lived in. Subtly, Kamui would ask questions and bring up tangents that could only be answered and elaborated on by giving away bits of our personal information. I only began to hesitate once he asked me for my name, to which I stated I was uncomfortable giving and refusing several times, despite Kamui coaxing me and Roddy and Kree, reassuring me the information was safe with them. Kamui then became impatient and stated his own first name along with Roddy's without asking her permission to do so. I fell to peer pressure and gave up my first name to, quote, keep things fair, as I reasoned in my mind. Kamui then offered to share some pictures from his past in a group chat. Why does it sound like Garfield? Why do you say? Oh yeah, I don't know. That's just. I mean, again, I haven't watched you. That's just what I imagine that you sound like. Sorry if that's ungenerous, but I mean, who knows? It could be worse. I feel like sounding like Garfield isn't really a bad thing. Kamui then offered to share some pictures from his past in a group chat and hurried us over to a fresh call. The air was still light. I quickly wrote off my hesitation and assumed I was being overly cautious when around good company. Kamui urged Roddy and Kree both to share selfies, making comments about their appearances that piqued my curiosity. I unknowingly played a part in his attempt to peer pressure them both, and they shared pictures as well before deleting them a few moments after. It was a trust system where we all got a glance before the images were gone for good. No saving them. Then, when telling a story I had from college, Kamui laughed and denied the possibility. He wanted proof. I shared a funny picture of the event, not noticing my student ID was in view, clipped to my shirt. Yeah, you fucked up. Should have given him the mammy accent. No, I'm not the racism streamer. There's other guys who do that. I'm the Garfield streamer. Kamui then blurted out my last name to the full call before I could delete it, and my heart sank. I told him multiple times to please forget that he saw it and attempted to move the conversation onward. To which he soon offered to show nudes he had of himself from an old Tumblr blog he used to run. Hey, I know your name, I know your school, so here, check out my dick. It makes sense. It makes sense. This shit is too much. It's too fucking much. Alright. The author should have put the hyphen before attributing Patchy's name. Should have put the hyphen. Hold on. I'm really lightheaded from all the coughing now. Holy shit. Oh, God. Alright, where are we at? He offered to show nudes he had of himself from an old Tumblr blog he used to run. I adamantly refused, claiming, I really don't want to see that. I'm good. I don't need to see your dick, bro. Nobody really needs to see that. I'm sure the ladies probably do, but yeah, I'm good. Multiple times, stating it flatly and clearly to him. Please, do not show me your penis. Roddy then piped up, asking to see, and Camui's response was to drop his nudes uncensored and unspoilered in the group chat with all of us there, rather than message her privately. It's like, what do you think, chat? Everybody want to see my dick? Oh, well, I'm seeing one yes. All right, here we go. Bam. I quickly looked away in disgust, asking him to delete them quick. Oh yeah, all right. Good job there. Really nice save. I looked away in disgust. Not gay. All right, we got it. After a moment, he did. Though that was the first time my trust in Camui felt truly betrayed. Well, see, the thing is, this is the kind of thing that like you'd like flat like I mean I never did that, but there's fucking, you know, when you're young, flash your dick to your friends. It's funny. Everybody laughs. Well, everybody probably says, "Oh, you're a fucking weirdo." But it's especially worrying when you're like in your 30s and you're doing this. That's not fun, childish behavior. That's you're just a you're just a sexual criminal. Let's see. We had disagreements previously, but he always kept things vague enough for me to excuse them as simple miscommunications, often ignoring or dismissing me when I brought up how I felt mistreated and expressly denied consent to his actions toward me. He simply spoke over me each and every time. Later, I would find out from Roddy that he saved the image of me with the student ID and used it to look up my college and where I lived at the time during one of his VCs. So, not only is he doxing you, but he's he's doing this like on VC with like a bunch of people too. Anybody want to see my cock? Post a picture of a rooster in a barnyard. Yeah, if only. If only that's what that was. So that's Patchy's part. So thank you, Patchy. You must have learned from the Den boy. Yeah, cock and go boing boing. Oh, we got some very Den-esque Kamui posts coming up. Cock inspection VC. Yeah, all right, everybody, whip them out. Unsolicited nudes. All right, here we go. During the call, where everyone shared pictures, Kamui shared an old nude of his, despite Patchy telling him that he did not consent. More recently, after receiving his camera and flesh streaming, during a group call, he showed himself nude with his penis and testicles tucked between his legs, trying, quote, trying to be funny. And afterwards, he flashed his balls. To the discomfort of many. It's like, yeah, this guy is in the middle of a fucking mental breakdown. He's going on just VC and just showing everyone his nuts. Doing the fucking Buffalo Bill, tucking his dick between his legs. Would you fuck me? I'd fuck me. Oh, do you think he said that? I think he probably said that too. Nah, who am I fucking kidding? He's never seen Silence of the Lambs. It's not an anime. Whip him out. Who's never. He has the hair for it. Yeah. Yeah, he's got the hair now. All he needs is a luscious skin suit made out of the. Oh my god! I just realized. So not to body shame Roddy here, but she said that she was larger and he was trying to slim her down. What if he was waiting for her to get slimmer and then have her skin be looser so that he can then murder her and harvest her skin to then wear? I think I'm onto something here. So he flashed his balls to the discomfort of multiple people in the call, who also did not consent. He later told me he did this because he wanted to get a reaction out of me, since I had been pulling away from him. So, it seems more to me like he got more of a reaction out of it. Everybody else who was like, "What the fuck is going on here?" than her, who was probably like, well, he's insane." So, I mean, he got a reaction. I don't think every reaction is necessarily a good reaction, though. So maybe he could have not done that. That's my thought on that. I wish I had thought of the skin idea first. Yeah, well, Kamui beat you to the punch. And now he's, has anybody heard from his original girlfriend? Are we sure she's not dead? I don't know. Aside from the video, I did send him multiple nudes. I always felt uncomfortable because I don't feel like I'm attractive, and I didn't understand why he'd want to see me that way. See me what, like naked? Okay, well, okay. But he told me that it didn't matter, that I was just showing that I could be obedient. Oh, so it's another fucking power play. Of course. So I sent them, and he would call me a good girl. So so I want you to once again keep in mind what this guy looks like when you hear him saying in your head, good girl. This fucking skullet. During a call, Kree told me that Kamui told both her and his girlfriend that I had sent them to him unsolicited, and he had made gagging noises while telling them. Oh, can you believe this bitch? Oh, she sent me nudes. She's so gross. Oh, I'm not body shaming. This is me quoting Kamui. So, making gagging noises while telling them, and it's just such like a fucking like a childish like, ugh, you believe that bitch? So fucking stupid. Ultimatums. Early on in our relationship, a friend of mine, who I will call A, pissed Kamui off, and Kamui told me it was him or A. I argued for 30 minutes trying to get him to not make me choose, but he held firm. I blocked and ghosted A, which I still regret to this day. So that's another, that's another fucking red flag. He told me that his enemies are my enemies, and that A had been a bad influence on me, and being around them was bad optics. What the fuck is bad optics even mean? It's just a bad look. It's bad vibes. He could have probably been a little more specific about that, but it seems like he didn't really need to. You just kind of you got somebody so fully in your within your manipulations here. You can just do anything, I guess. This is the classic R. Kelly right here. This is the R. Kelly of VTubing. He's got his own fucking harem. There's piss involved apparently. Yeah, classic R. Kelly. He also asked me for A's address since I had it after selling him something. I pretended to have lost the address. Kamui also had Cree leak out of context posts from another streamer's Discord server to make A look bad. As Cree and A were both members of that server, and it had an opt-in channel for discussing sexual topics. Okay, so this is, I do remember this. This was Claudette, I think, who, there were some screen caps leaked where he was talking about like shoving stuff up his ass. I don't know. I mean, those are crazy caps, but it didn't seem like something that somebody would get canceled over or whatever. But it definitely it was embarrassing, and yeah, this is a shitty thing to do. I was on a wait list for a commission for a ping model for 6 months. At one point, I mentioned to him that it was close to being my turn, and who it was. Parentheses, a well-known and beloved ASP artist. Oh, obviously that was me. Shania-chan. And he said I couldn't give money to anyone from ASP, and that it was him or the commission. Okay. So, it's so funny because I know that Kamui really disliked Abigail for trying to gatekeep and stuff, and trying to DM people to say, oh, stay away from Kamui, he's bad news. But yeah, here's Kamui in private just doing the same exact thing that he fucking puts other people down for doing. So yeah, good job, good going there, Kamui. Pretty sure that guy is a pervert regardless of involvement with this. Oh yeah, Claudette, I think he was around in CamuiVT before he rebranded as that too. But, you know, I don't really know anything about the guy. He seemed a little weird, but whatever. Yeah, Claudette is an alright guy. I spoke to him more than a few times. Yeah. I'm not going to judge Claudette. You know, another one of the another femboy guy. I don't know. Abigail is still a schizo, even if he was right. Yeah, that's my take. That was when I was reading this, and it was like dawning on me, like, oh shit, Kamui is horrible. This is really bad. And then the thought just flashed, like, oh my god, I think I owe Abigail Crocodile a fucking apology. Of course, I'm not going to apologize to Abigail Crocodile. He's a piece of shit too. But I guess he was right in this case. So credit where it's due. Broken clock, etc. So I messaged the artist telling them something had come up and to please remove me from the queue. He then convinced me to commission his girlfriend for my model instead, which at first I was hesitant to do, but eventually agreed. During them breaking up, I messaged her letting her know that if she didn't have time to complete the commission, that I understood. She offered me a refund in the files that were finished. I later left Kamui's server and attempted to message her that she could keep some of the refund since she had worked on the model. But because we didn't share a server, it wouldn't go through. So I sent a friend request. I was later told that Kamui had her block me and told her I was crazy. Yeah, again, I don't know if Roddy is watching this, but this could use a little punctuation. Get some commas in there. Me canceling the commission with his GF / the artist on good terms. All right. So Roddy says, any progress so far? Yep. I was working on it some more last night and got pretty much all the base colors done. Fixed the heart pupil on the eye. Yatta! All right, so they're having like a nice little pleasant exchange, and then she was blocked. All right, blocking Kamui. I blocked Kamui after the quote fog lifted, when I could see more clearly how much of a detriment he was to me. I feel like detriment is a little bit of an understatement, but all right. I sent him a message that threatened legal action if he leaked the video or nudes I had sent him. My friends tried to help me stay away from Twitter and 4chan as he continued to post about me and coerced Cree into posting as well. Sorry, that sounds, you hear odd sound. That's a dog drinking water. Nothing weird going on in here. I'm not gooning to this. God forbid, Kamui would be so mad at me if he knew I was gooning. So here's Kamui telling Cree to post the tweet. All right, so here's Cree tweeting, "Good riddance. Good riddance. Someday you'll pay for the things you've done. You have done this to multiple people, so it's just a matter of time before someone fights back. You are the scum of the earth, and everyone should avoid you. Can't believe this whore almost drove me to suicide." All right. And quoting Roddy Pop, who has blocked her. So and here's Vin Squeezle. So many cool, wacky, random names. Oh, I'm Spadoinkle. So funny. So wacky. He's like a little clown. "I want to post this on Twitter so badly and say, good riddance. I hope someone..." All right. And here's Vin Squeezle saying, "You should post something, though, and finish it with, can't believe this whore almost drove me to suicide." Riddance, defamation, perjury, many other shit you've done. So here she can't spell words or something. I don't know what the fuck is going on here. Don't justify the ESL. He didn't care about the shooting stars, oohing, defamation, perjury. This is all just schizo babble. After a week, I broke and posted a letter during the low of my depressive episode, talking about my mental state, giving a message to Kamui and Cree, and telling the truth regarding the patchy situation. Oh yeah, we got some commas here now. From there, I planned to sit on things like I had been, but I saw Kamui's response. I gave in, and I messaged him. Oh, sorry, I had to cough there, but I muted myself. See, I'm learning how to stream better. Let me get some water. Yeah, again, this is a very, very wordy document. So already starting to lose my voice a little bit. But that's all right. Where are we? We called and it took less than 2 hours for him to explain away all of my concerns. Parentheses, that he was cheating on me and talking about me behind my back. He told me some truths in order to gain my trust, and by the end of it, I trusted him again. I broke the news to him about how I had recently gotten back together with my ex. But as we talked, the feelings I had for him resurfaced. Oh no. Oh god. And I regrettably discussed, then listened and encouraged him as he performed a sexual act. Okay, so he was beating off, right? And also saying that you encouraged it. Like you were cheering him on. Yeah, go Kamui. Yeah, beat that meat. Yeah, woo! Yeah, he was gooning all right. And she encouraged it. That rapscallion. I did later admit what I had done to my friends and my boyfriend, and I will be forever grateful for the mercy that I've been shown. This woman, the mercy that you've been shown. I don't know if like mercy is the word that I would use, but I mean, yeah, everybody's fucking gooning in this dog. It's just a fucking goon fest. Afterwards, I was talking to a friend. The goon fest, even though Kamui hates gooners, well, he only hates it when his potential girlfriends, potential wives are gooning. Even when they're gooning with him. Strange. So afterwards, I was talking to a friend who was talking to Kamui. I told this friend that I believed that Kamui had changed, and that he had been honest with me. He told me about how after our call, Kamui had talked to him, and he bragged about getting me back. And he showed me a screenshot from Kree where Kamui said, quote, "I'm trying to convince Roddy that she means everything to me, basically saying very generic stuff, but yeah." Saying very, very generic stuff. So he's at least trying to make it seem to this person that he doesn't care about Roddy. But in actuality, he doesn't. He's a psychopath. I don't think he fucking cares about anybody. WWW. I'm trying to convince Roddy that she means everything to me. Wait. WWW. Is that a website? Hold on. Wait, no. He's trying to do that's the Japanese LOL. He's lolling in Japanese. He's LOLing and he's laughing out loud. But or what is it? Waru. Yeah, he's just a happy little Japanese. Yeah, laughing at Japanese. Because of course, this man Vin Squeezle is a Japanese person. I'm trying to. Oh fuck me! I'm trying to convince Roddy that she means everything to me. Basically, saying generic stuff. Okay, yeah. He is lolling in Japanese. What a hoot! Afterwards, I joined a call with the friend and Kree, where I found out a lot of things, and we were able to compare notes. We bonded over how we had hurt and used both of us. How he had hurt and used both of us. Sorry. For once, the hostility between us wasn't there, now that Kamui wasn't there to fan the flames. It felt like talking to a long-lost friend. Much of what is in this document is thanks to her that day. We learned that Kamui had been dating both of us, along with his real-life girlfriend. Yeah, 3 girlfriends. Who has the time? Apparently he does, because, well, I mean, because it's really genius. You have 2 of them just like in the same fucking room fighting each other, telling each one in private, "Oh yeah, you're the one. I don't care about the other one." It's just, you'd think it would be too stupid to work, but love makes you blind. That's what they say. He would often pit us against each other, most likely so that we wouldn't put 2 and 2 together. He would often make hateful remarks about me in the threads, and had Kree do so as well. And this to me is like probably the stupidest part of the whole fucking thing, is that they're using an anonymous 4chan thread to like insult each other and spread rumors. It's just like it's the gayest shit. I don't even have the time for myself. Yeah, who has the time for? I mean, I've had girlfriends, and yeah, very time consuming. He had made anonymous posts claiming to be other streamers/viewers that hated my presence, that didn't want to block/ban me in order to not cause drama. This caused me to isolate myself out of fear of people I interacted with secretly hating me, to the point that I pulled away from friends and was only in his community where I felt safe. He also had her post on his behalf and share private DMs. All right, so this is a post that I remember reading, and I remember thinking, like, what the fuck is this? So this is a screenshot of, looks like Roddy has now followed someone who's... So this is Kree pretending to be another VTuber, saying, "Unfollow me, whore. I don't want some 40-year-old pretending to be a 19-year-old cringe ooh-woo girl who is going on ASP artist chats for free art and also burning her money for his Oshi to hopefully, quote, be the one who would replace his girlfriend. To follow me. Jesus Christ, I can't watch Charlie Momomo, Kamui, Lobotomy Bunny, or anyone else she tries to groom and pest the chat with her cringe talk anymore. She makes them unwatchable. Why did she come back just to be 10 times worse? I prefer her Roddy era when she was a whore, but didn't try to flirt with Kamui all the time over whatever bullshit happened to her now. Warning for everyone else to ban her from your chats if you don't want it to be filled with, oh, whoa, Kamui did this, ooh, woo, oh, no. Insert sex joke, :3, cat paw. Insert unsolicited long text about her life. You will thank me later. Okay. So I remember reading this post and thinking, okay, so this is fucking unhinged. And also like thinking, yeah, this is obviously another woman who is just really mad at this woman. So I don't think it really pulled it off. I don't think it was believable that this was some random VTuber said, "Oh, I don't want to see you flirting in Kamui's chat." I mean, obviously, it's not going to be some other fucking VTuber unless there's the whole thing is just retarded. All right, moving on. Very time-consuming, but worth it if you love and trust one another. Yeah, that's true. But also, trust no one. Not even yourself. That's the meme, right? That's what they say. Trust no one. Don't trust no bitch. Gail says, I think people immediately recognized it as Kree at the time. Yeah, it's very obvious. And when I say don't trust no bitch, you should always trust. There's always one woman you should trust, and that's your mother. Go call your mother. Tell her you love her. Here's Kamui punishing Kree by causing her anguish and then DMing me the log. So this is my favorite by far of these logs. I need to mentally prepare myself before I scroll down. So here's Kamui says, it feels nice to talk to her this way. Finally, I can see she really loves me. And this is talking about Roddy in Kree's chat in order to antagonize her and make her feel bad. And this is punishment. This is the sexy BDSM punishment that you could be in for if you decide to date Kamui. And she says, angry face, I know you're doing this on purpose. Do not do that. So also, I want you to once again conjure up an image of this man's face in your mind as I read this to you. I might come already. Holy fuck. She knows exactly what to say. And then Kree says, trying to change the subject. She says, out of context, I did see this, and I hate that it reminded me of me, you, and I don't know, whoever the fuck else. Some anime picture. And then here's Kamui just totally ignoring her, saying, OMG, I'm coming. Punch your hearts. I love Poppy. I want to fuck her forever. Oh, the fucking... I'm like, yeah. It's like those. Oh God, I'm losing my mind. Yeah, he's like an Indian. He sexy role plays like an Indian. Oh God, hold on, I gotta regroup here. Okay, fanfic account link. Moving on. Hold on, let me read. I'm coming. I love Poppy. I want to fuck her forever, in perpetuity. I love that sentence. I want to fuck her forever. Not even take a break. I mean, usually when there's like an ejaculation happens, then the man must wait. But no, he wants to do it. He's gonna go forever. This man is virile as fuck. All right, so fanfic account link. leak. Sorry. Oh, we're like halfway through this. Oh my god. No refractory period. Yeah, no. Just fucking forever. Forever and ever, amen. One post of particular note was during a stream. I went to post a clip, but it didn't copy, and I accidentally posted my fanfiction account instead. Yeah, you fucked up. Which I was sharing with a friend. The stories included dark topics such as rape and some underage ships. Uh-oh. Specifically Bill Cipher and Dipper from Gravity Falls. All right, so I've seen Gravity Falls, and so I'm speaking directly to you, Roddy, right now when I say this. But what the fuck is wrong with you, Bill Cipher and Dipper? I mean, first of all, one of them is a child. And the other one is like a triangle. Second of all, there's not even any sexual chemistry when you factor in the voice actors. Because Dipper, of course, is voiced by Frodo, and then the other guy is like what is he, British? I don't know. Seems it's a bad ship. When you take the pedophilia and stuff out of it, it's a bad ship. Doesn't make any sense. He said he wasn't body shaming, but he didn't say he wouldn't kink shame. No, I'm absolutely gonna kink shame. That's my favorite thing to do. Love kink shaming. Personally, I feel like if you got a kink, you should feel bad about it. You should only just be looking at ladies, or I guess men if you're a lady, or if you're a lady, you can look at ladies too. Why not? It's enemies to lovers / hate fucking. Were they even really that big of enemies? I mean, Bill Cipher was like the villain. It was not like they were like arch enemies. I don't think they hated each other. Joke's on you. Kink shaming is my kink. Oh god. There's just no winning. All right, so I guess I'll stop kink shaming. I don't want to get anybody too excited in here. All right, 2 days later, it was the antagonist for the last season. I know he was the antagonist, but I don't think there's enough hatred between the characters to constitute hate fucking. Which again, we're talking about like a little kid in a triangle. Moving on. All right, so 2 days later, it was posted to the thread, and people began calling me a pedophile. At the time, I was unaware, and Kamui messaged me, saying that he had something important to discuss and wasn't sure how to broach the topic. He spent 40 minutes refusing to say that... he spent 40 minutes refusing to say what the problem was, to the point that I was panicking. After a while, I snapped, begging him to just tell me, and he closed off from the conversation. I checked the thread and saw the post and saw the word pedophile, and it made me go into a full-blown panic attack. You don't want to be called a pedophile. I ended up relapsing into self-harming for the first time in 3 years. During this, it was Patchy's new model reveal stream, which I had planned on being present. I felt I couldn't go there without it being a problem, and Kamui was in the stream enjoying it, and only responding to me periodically. I later admitted to self-harming and my fear about the potential ramifications of what had happened. For a long time, I thought Kree had posted the link, though he assured me it was probably someone watching. Kree later informed me that he had posted the link. Oh, yeah, I would have assumed that it would have been her, but no, yeah, that all makes sense. Which, by the way, haven't I seen him recently deny posting that link? I think probably in the current thread. He's still saying that he wasn't the one who posted it. So that's interesting. All right, a little water. Soothe my weary voice. Threats and Kree returning to Kamui. While putting our evidence together, Cree suddenly told us that her mom was taking away her electronics, and she wasn't sure if she'd be back. I thought nothing of it at first, though others were suspicious. Kamui had once again convinced Cree that he was just misunderstood, and she once again began siding with him. We initially assumed he had her account at the time, which she refuted on Twitter. She was leaking screenshots to the thread and Kamui of our groups where we were compiling this evidence, where we immediately kicked her from both groups. Afterwards, he was insistent that everyone get together in a call to hash things out, saying that if I complied, he wouldn't drag other people into the doc he was putting together and would strike them from the record. Okay. So this whole thing, I was in the thread and I did see the leaks of the Discord where it was Patchy and others planning to write a Google Doc, and I saw that and I was like, oh, these motherfuckers out here trying to fucking cancel someone, and I'm assuming like, oh, this is just gonna be like stupid relationship drama. There's gonna be nothing in here. This is just bullshit. This is just like somebody had a falling out, and it's but no, it's a million times more insane than I thought it was. And yeah, I think I can safely say that Kamui he's a bad guy. He seems like a pretty bad guy. And yeah, I mean, yeah, it is relationship drama and stuff, but I think the amount of like manipulation and deception and gaslighting, all sorts of crazy shit that's going on in here, makes it a little more notable, I think, because it's. I mean, I see the kind of shit that's going on in here, and I just think, okay, yeah, this is evil. this is really fucking bad. And yeah, him saying that he'd strike people from the record. Yeah, I don't want to drag other people into my doc. And God, I would love now to see what the fuck his Google Doc would look like. So here's Kamui using others involved to try to coerce me into a call. This person says, nothing. Do you have anything me or blank can send? Or do you want to do the group call now? And then Spank says, nope, it's got to be as a group. You and her have to be there. This person says, okay. Is it okay if I screenshot this and send it to her? And blank, so I have something to send her and to not keep blank waiting on when this call is happening? He says he is leaving in 10 minutes. He said now or in a few hours. And then Spink says, it's not entirely necessary for him to be there, but you and Roddy are the people I want to talk to the most. Okay. All right. We're going to have a sit-down group call and have lots of juicy information. Okay. Yeah, we got it. Juicy info. He's having fun with it. All right, so here's Sploink. Spink and Sploink. God. I fucking hate this guy's names. It's just so annoying. Proof they left the group chat, left the Surprise Me server, and blocked Roddy on Discord and Twitter. Give them my apologies that they were ever made a part of this. After this, I could perhaps scuff up a few things, change some names, censor things that would indict them as having any involvement. That goes for you too. I would amend any proofs and documents and request that those be on the record, that those be the on the record files instead of what's already been sent. Hate this guy's name. Okay, what's wrong with the Bananaverse? You know, you hear the Bananaverse first. Of course, the first thing you think about, Minions. Those guys are really joyful and happy, and I don't know what you could possibly have against the Bananaverse. But hey, it's different strokes, I guess. Kevin Banana. Wait, what do you mean no? What are you saying no to? You don't think about minions? What's the first thing you think about when you hear the word banana? Yeah, Kevin Banana. Okay, so this person says, I think of bananas when you think of bananas. Yeah, but when you think of the bananas, what do you think about? Minions, obviously, because they say banana. That's my minion impression. Sorry for lacking imagination. That's okay. You just gotta go see the Despicable Me series. So where were we? Okay, you can't just decide who gets to be friends with who. When I say withdraw from the situation, I mean people on your side stay with you, and those on Roddy's side stay with Roddy. That way people stay with who they already trust and don't need to interact with who they don't. Then Kamui says, they don't want any involvement in it, right? Isn't she trying to keep them involved? Either way, I don't really care what they do personally if I can diffuse it with Roddy and they aren't fanning the flames. But Roddy has to be willing to actually diffuse it. She has to be willing to be calm and actually communicate with me so we can find a peaceful resolution to all this. She listens to too much brainworms. He's the way he fucking talks is just like so fucking frustrating. It's like he's like a mob boss or something. You know, if we can defuse the situation with Roddy, then we can call off the hit. Okay, Splunk. So she's too damn stubborn. I really don't believe she's enjoying her life at the moment. Yeah, this bitch is not having sex with me right now. She probably wants to kill herself. Oh, what up, Prince? I think Kamui was in the wrong when he didn't ERP back with me when I tickled his chin on Twitter. Yeah, see, another red flag. People gotta watch out for these things, Prince. So if I get her to agree to working something out with you, will you wipe everything else from this? And this blank says yes. So we suspect this is Kamui messaging me through Kree's account due to the lack of her dialect. Parentheses, English is not her native language, and she continues to struggle with it. Kree says, what about you? What about you? I'll be okay. All right, so then this is the new message, which is in perfect English. Kamui says this is your last opportunity to resolve things peacefully and quietly. He says he understands what you're going through and sympathizes, but you're doing things wrong, and this will end badly. He wants to give you the full story about me and him, and that there are other things you will still want to know. He knows about the full extent of what you have done so far and has sought legal help. Legal help? He says he will be out tonight, but could talk to you when he gets back. He is not interested in talking to anyone but you on this, and that this is the last chance to do so before moving things forward. Jesus fucking Christ. Imagine like sending this message to somebody and being like, can you send this to my ex-girlfriend? And then imagine the person that you have sending that also be like your side piece. This is should have invited him on the... Yeah, exactly, Gail. Could have prevented all this. You could have gone down a different path. You could have been a good influence on him, Prince. Aspies need the weather, yeah. She continues to struggle with English. Yeah, I know I am tonight. Not doing the best job reading this doc, but we're getting through it. Upon second thought, we would like to do a 3-way call. Me, Kamui, and you to discuss this situation. Yeah, it's like, I mean, I've seen some examples of this woman's typing style, and this is absolutely not her. This is why CamuiVT VTubers went on to be so successful and Aspies didn't. They never had the weather told to them by me. Exactly, friends. You gotta get back on that grind. You gotta bring the weather to the Aspies. They need it. God, do they need it. You do not sound how I figured you would at all. Wait, how did you figure I would sound? More feminine? Do you think I would be a femboy? I guess I kind of give off femboy vibes. Alright, so here we go. Isolation. Aside from thread posts made to isolate me, parentheses, which worked, rookie mistake, after blocking him, then unblocking him, and talking, he asked who I trusted in the context of streamers I watch and friends, which I told him. He told Cree that he planned on entering those communities, getting close to those streamers in a bid to freeze me out and isolate me. He had already begun doing that in a mutual server where they do movie watch-alongs, where I posted in chat my intention of joining, then him joining the VC for the movie stream. He asked Cree if he could convince them to kick me, and his intentions of being there. He asked Cree if she could convince them to kick me, and his intentions of being there so I don't join, as well as smear my name to people in the call, if applicable. I don't know if I'm having a stroke or if this is just like word salad, this last sentence, but moving on. Your voice is honestly pretty chill. Oh, thank you. I thought you would have a higher pitched, more obnoxious voice. Oh, I guess maybe I seem like somebody who would sound more obnoxious, but actually very, very smooth, very, very mellow. I don't think he'd even respond back to me. Who's Curry Butt? Voice fits the face. Yeah, see? Perfect model voice match. Where are we? Oh yeah, he said he wasn't, but he was. Oh yeah. I was just, no offense here, Roddy Pop, but more commas. Just even, just a general rule. Even if you don't think it needs a comma, just throw another comma in there anyway. Oh yeah, he said he wasn't, but was he there because he saw me talking about joining? There we go. I made it through the sentence. Yeah. He said he had been in VC with him prior. Wow, he's lying. Yep. We wanted to both join to get you scared from the call and to alienate you from blank community and every other community you're in. He was more pissed than anything. And then Roddy asks, do you have that in writing? I knew it. I told the others that I wouldn't let him do that. I'm sorry. You know what? It's okay. This is your first Google Doc. Maybe next time you get duped into some kind of weird relationship thing, and you make another Google Doc, you'll have it down pat. It's gonna be so readable then. And this one, you know what? It gets the job done. I had a great first time reading it. Hopefully my last Google Doc, well, as long as you're in the VTubing world, there's always the possibility for another Google Doc. So Vin Squeezle, he's now going by, says, I wonder if you have enough pull with blank to straight up ask him to kick Roddy. Then Cree says, not enough, I fear. And he says, why is that? If he dislikes her so much, why is she still there? So here he is trying to convince his side piece to go into other people's communities and ask them to fucking kick Roddy out of there. So he's just such a fucking scumbag, and he's so open about it too. And the fact that this Cree woman is just going along with it is I mean, I keep saying that this is insane, but it just is. This is just the craziest fucking shit I've heard in a while. So why not? Because she's a potential viewer and potential money. He is aware that Poppy is flat broke, right? She works 1 day a week. Yeah, that bitch can't give you $5 a month on Twitch. She's broke. You don't want that. You want that broke bitch in your audience. Fuck her, man. She broke my heart, that fucking bitch. I can at least pay. Hold on. She lives at the mercy of her boyfriend and her parents. He pays for her car and her food, and the house belongs to her parents. I can at least pay my rent. Doesn't he live with his girlfriend? Doesn't his fucking girlfriend take care of him? At least I can pay my rent. ... God. He does not like her at all. I told you even. He simply tolerates her. Tolerates. Then Vin Squeezle says, so there is a watch along tonight for sure. Anyway, thanks for the info. And then Cree says, I've been itching to tell you that when I got the info. Otherwise, just ping blank and ask if it's tonight. Should be in an hour and 30. Anyways, I'm basically typing this with closed eyes. I'll go now. I love you. Don't cause trouble, okay? And here is Vin Squeezle, very smooth, saying, okay, I love ooh. I'll definitely just chill and maybe drop a hint to blank about Poppy if it's appropriate. I'm not sure what that face is supposed to convey. So it's two equal signs and a V. So is it like a bird face? Is it like a sleepy bird face? I don't get it. All right, so Cree says, I'm sorry, I've also called you that. I tried mostly being the port parole since Roddy was panicking. And we tried to induce fear into you by saying there was more. Parentheses, was his idea. He's not even seeing that I'm distant. So here's this quote. I'm gonna zoom in. Nope. Oh, here we go. Here's the full thing. Also, the people she said she trusts. Blank, blank, blank. Who else? I don't know. I guess people she replied to on Twitter. Oh yeah. So when I get my account back, let's do our best to get in good with them too. All right. So that's what she's sending to Roddy here. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck port parole means. Just a sleepy, smiley cow emoji. I don't even know what a cow emoji is, but so it's a sleepy one. All right, so I did interpret that correctly. That's good. Let's see. He's not even seeing that I'm distant. He doesn't even try his best to be there for me, like the one-on-one activity I've hinted at. And then Roddy says, I won't, but God, I want to warn the Muffin Man. I want to warn the stupid fucking Muffin Man. All right. And Cree says, but yeah, our plan from the start was to go into people's stream and try to slowly get into their privates and, well, try to make them reject you and isolate you. Which, by the way, most fucking most useless. I'm losing my mind. Just networking for the sole purpose of getting somebody else blacklisted is just so fucking funny to me. Literally grooming. Yeah, it's grooming. It's it's something. It's fucking stupid is what it is, but it's hard to look at this and see it as anything other than evil. And I mean, I've done some bad things. I've told a lady to kill herself. You know, I'm no angel, but God, just fucking kill me if I ever end up doing anything like this. Get into their privates, as in their DMs, right? Yeah, that's what it seems like. When I jump into their DMs and be like, "Hey, that Roddy, she's a bad egg. You don't want to hang out with her." And then they're gonna be like, "Who the fuck is that? That's some person I interacted with on Twitter once. What the fuck are you talking about, you weirdo?" Uh, uh, got into their DMs and their actual privates. Yeah. Trying to figure out where I was. We're in get my account back, getting good with them. Okay, context. If she comes means to the movie watch along on this movie watch along on the server. Okay. So Kamui says, "You're never going to be alone, love. I'll make sure of that." And then Kree says, "You didn't deserve what came to you, and you'll have to learn it the hard way by working twice as hard as you can to be independent." And then she says in response to he says, "I almost want you to go off on her tonight if she comes." And Kree says, "I can't. I'm too scared," which is so fucking funny because this guy is such a fucking pussy that he can't just like say what he wants to this person that he wants his weird cuckold semi girlfriend to go and berate her on his behalf. Is like what a fucking pussy. Absolute cowardice. The Mammy stuff was more. Oh wait, was it? This Aspie dossier is giving me secondhand AIDS. Is this the best they can give right now? Yeah, it's this. This is the best they got. This is the happening drama. This has been going on for months and months, Prince Reinhardt. Probably like over a year at this point. So this is what it's all led up to, and this is what's been going on behind the scenes, as the ASP thread has been just totally shit up for forever, basically. All because of this. The Mammy stuff. The Mammy stuff was more interesting, I think. But also the Mammy stuff had it had a lot more action in it. You know, it had Transformers. You don't really see a whole lot of Transformers in this doc. So maybe Roddy, if you're thinking about revising this, maybe add some more Transformers stuff. Try to maybe shoehorn a little Transformers in here to get it a little more interesting. All those seething retail workers. Yeah, I was actually expecting the seething retail workers thing to be in this doc. But clearly it was a little bit worse than I thought. Yeah, the fake 3D printed Transformers with the N-word printed on them or whatever. Classic Mammy, classic Den boy. But we're almost done with this doc. We're getting through. So Kamui says, "You're never going to be alone, love. I'll make sure of that." All right, I already read this part. All right. So you didn't deserve what came to you, and you'll have to learn it the hard way. And then this is Kamui now sending Kree a text message that he had sent to Roddy. All right. "You make me want to die. I don't deserve to feel that way. I like who I am and who I'm becoming. I have a lot to offer, but I can't think of another way to be free of this pain. I want to order..." This is just such a convincing suicide threat. "I want to order a helium tank and be passed out in under 10 seconds. I can get one on Amazon for like $40. Just so you can know I can actually afford it. It would be easy. I could do it tomorrow and you'd never know. You deserve this." This is fucked up. This whole thing. "You deserve this. I could do it so easy." I don't like who this guy is either. He should like himself a little bit less, in my opinion. A little more self-loathing could probably benefit. "You deserve to string along your dead-end relationship with a man who buys you off like a cheap whore until you can't take it anymore, just like last time. Then decide to act on what you actually want and find out I'm dead because of you. Because you took me for granted and expected me to still be here waiting on hands and knees. I want you to feel that lifelong pain. You deserve that. And then he says, from the text with a little smiley face. Yeah, this is the text I sent her. Didn't I get her so good? Aren't I such a good manipulator? Little smiley face. You fucking prick. Oh, God. If only he went through with it. If only he bought that helium tank. That's what get. See, that's not. I'm not saying that. $40, buddy. Yeah, exactly. Like I could go on Amazon and I could buy a helium tank. It's like, what? I mean, there are a million ways that you could probably kill yourself right now in the room you're in without having to do anything else special. You know, it's harder to not die than it is to die. I feel like. Because of you took me for granted. Yeah, exactly, man. It's just, God. If I got that text from a partner or ex-partner of mine, I mean, first of all, there's no way you can take this seriously. I could buy a helium tank and all right, whatever. Love bombing and revenge. Moving on. He sounds like a little bitch. Yeah. Big little bitch. Love bombing and revenge. He would often be kind, but when his girlfriend broke up with him, he began love bombing me, pushing to move in with me, asking me to marry him. As I tried to distance myself from him, he wouldn't take no for an answer. I'd been trying to use a gentle approach, both to not hurt him, but also out of fear of retaliation. All right. So during this, while he talked about conversations he had where he knew I was the one, and complimented me and swore how much he loved me, he told others I was nothing more than housing to him. Wait, housing? Do we have that, Cap? I need to see the housing. Yeah, that bitch. She's just a place to stay. A fucking bum. After blocking him, he told Cree how he planned to make me fall for him further, to use me, then to break my heart, because I deserved it for hurting him. He spent a week posting vague posts on Twitter and 4chan daily, trying to get me to respond until it worked. Let's see. He knew I was the one. Brother, you met on an anonymous image board for entertainers. Yeah. And, like, all these people met each other when they were, like, in relationships with other people. And, I mean, without all the insane manipulation going on, it's like none of this is a healthy way to start a relationship. You know, but what do I know? I've got 2 incredibly unsuccessful ones under my belt, so I'm not one for advice. Kamui on posting in an attempt to get me to respond and telling Cree his intentions. So Cree says, should I vague post in the threads as if I had brain worms in case Roddy checks the thread? I know you love me and all, by the way. So here she is planning on posting, you know, basically false information about herself in order to gaslight this other person into just the amount of deception and like planning that's going into all this is just the craziest part. Because you know, me, you know, people could probably accuse me of being a manipulator, but I probably manipulate in like one step. You know, I don't really think too deep about it. This is so much depth to this, to these conspiracies that's going on here. Posting on a 4chan thread anonymously and pretending to be in a mood different than what you're in order to. All right, I'm just gonna plow on and read the rest of it. Because I'm losing it going through this whole thing. Should I vague post? Why not have rain sounds? Oh, so Vin Squeezle says, I feel really lonely, like the house is really quiet at night. That's because his girlfriend left. It's so quiet here. And then she says, why not have rain sounds and also some show playing in the background? Because he's so sad and lonely. Because his girlfriend left. As he's complaining about this to his second girlfriend. Or is she the third girlfriend? I don't know. It's hard to keep track. So hard to feel bad for this guy. I think it would be good. Make sure to mention her name too, because she searches her name specifically. Or like rain sounds with occasional fart noises, snoring, and bez creaking. I don't know what the fuck that means. Arg, I wanted to vague post. Okay, maybe you can, and then I'll reply with something that mentions her name. And Cree says, what if after that I post something replying, Cree, no need to get jealous of Roddy. Yeah, that. So they're replying to these things, and then they're replying to themselves, pretending to be somebody else. Like just the layers of this. Seems like his real life girlfriend was the only smart one if she actually left him. Yeah, she's the only one who really got out of this. I don't want to say unscathed, because she's probably plenty scathed, but yeah, you get the fuck out of there. And you know, I don't know if Cree is seeing this, but Cree, get the fuck out of there too. Though I mean, I don't know, she seems complicit in this shit, and she doesn't seem to care that he treats her as a side piece, and she'll always be a side piece. But like, it's I don't know. It sounds like an anime arc to me, and everybody loves anime, so there you go. I love spreading misinformation, then replying to myself to make the misinformation seem like it worked. Yeah. Well, it worked flawlessly because everybody was on the edge of their seats on the 4chan ASP thread about the Kamui Cree drama, whatever was going on with Roddy. Honestly, I had no idea who any of these people. I knew who Kamui was. He had been he'd come to like a couple of my streams actually and commented a couple times. I was like, oh, I like that guy. Little did I know. She's also probably asleep. Well, that's fine. Trying to figure out where I'm at. Cree, no need to get jealous, please. If she doesn't come back after all this effort, then I guess she's evil. She is, though. Arg. Vin Squeezle says, you know what I mean. I need convincing that she's evil. I need to see it firsthand. I just saw her Discord turn into deleted user and thought she was completely dissociating entirely. Yeah, I don't know. If I learned anything about this kind of thing, is that these people always just come back. She bullied me to suicide, man. Well, she bullied you into, I mean, maybe attempting suicide. If she bullied you into suicide, you wouldn't be typing about it right now. Also, post done. I love you. Aw. That's so cute. They're bonding over gaslighting and manipulating other people. That's such a cute bonding activity. Both of them are still in your Discord. Yeah, I know, but I when I started that Discord, I had a policy that I was not going to ban anyone, and I don't know. After seeing this, I mean maybe I'd change my mind on that, but you gotta stick to your guns. Less on the edge of my seat, more just hoping that she doesn't do anything irreparable. Yeah, like all these, there's so much self-harm. Everybody's wanting to kill themselves and cut themselves and whatever. It's you know, what happened to just punching a punching bag, going out for a jog. healthy ways to relieve stress. So I replied with the thing you said. I love you. You know, part of me feels like you're wanting to help me now because you want me to see how bad she is. I'm going to post something else, by the way, to make Roddy's brainworms act up. Do not take it seriously. So they're planning out these little ops that they have going on in the 4chan thread here. And a little bit earlier, as this Google Doc dropped, he was in the thread defending himself and saying that he really does love Roddy, and he doesn't love Kree like he loves Roddy, and Kree will always be number 2. But here they're still at it. Yeah, I believe it. And it's been what? How long have I been fucking streaming here for? Like 2 hours now. God damn. Yeah, still at it. So he's saying, Roddy, I love you so much. Kree is number 2. But here he is saying, all right, I'm going into the thread to say, Roddy, I love you. Kree is number 2. But don't take it seriously. And they're still doing it. It's all in here. And now everybody's seen it. And he's still trying to fucking do it. So, I mean, Roddy, obviously you know what he's doing. I don't need to tell you at this point. So I'm going to post something to make Roddy's brainworms act up. All right. So she a little bit wants to see how bad Roddy is, but also because I'm bored waiting for them. It'll make the people wonder what the fuck is happening. Nobody is wondering what the fuck is happening. Everybody's just saying, shut up, nobody cares. That's the reaction of like most people to this fucking drama, other than like the 4 people involved posting about it. Everybody's just saying, shut up, nobody cares, nobody knows what the fuck, nobody knows what's going on. It's all just it's just relationship shit. There's no reason that anybody would care. All right. Matt, it's all right. Okay, I'll see you soon. I love you. So romantic. So then he's got, what is that, The Simpsons? Just hang on. Trust the plan. Man, cucked live. Yep. The story of your life. Vin Squeezle says, this is how I got blank to ease up a little bit. I don't like that sentence at all. I'm not sure she was the one responding. But the fact that there was a reply to, quote, I promised I would never hurt you, and she was posting on Twitter at that time, I hope it's her. I want answers. So he's stalking the Twitter too and seeing like, oh, she's posting around the same time that this other post was made. So maybe that was her. Doing a little cross-referencing and stuff. God, this is pure schizophrenia. It's just close the thread and go to sleep. We'll be awake. I'll just close the thread and go to sleep. We'll be awake in 5 hours or so. Half hours before you potentially stream. If you get her in your DMs, can you please share them? I don't want to get cucked hard. Parentheses again. It was fine the first time, and I didn't care for it the second time. The third time got on my nerves. Fourth time, I let it pass. Fifth time, I'm starting to get angry. Sixth time, not having it. You're not getting cucked. I know what kind of person she is now. Okay. Struggling with English. It's getting late. Yeah. Yeah, I'm having having a rough time. Let's see. We're almost done though. I was worried you'd be hurt by that. I was hoping you wouldn't check it. I was hoping you wouldn't see me saying that shit. So now she says, I know you wouldn't harm me. It just sucks happening again. It happened with blank too, remember? Then CamuiVT says, I'll be posting more things like that, hoping she ego searches and lightens up. Hoping someone shows her and she gets softer, getting more and more people to ship and root for us. I want her to fall for me again so she will tell me what the fuck she was thinking. why she decided to try and harm me and keep her around as a useful idiot with a angry cat face to prove that he's in a mischievous mood. He's being a little prankster by manipulating a woman into falling in love with him so that he can crush her soul and spirit. That's a funny prank. He's completely deluded. Yeah. Fuck. God damn. Yeah, like the thing that this would work. I mean, he had some success, I guess, with the manipulation and stuff, but like after she has now clearly seen everything that he's been doing, plain as day. How are you gonna expect someone to like soften up and go back to you? It's insane. Let's see. And that worked blank. Yeah. I'm sorry, but I don't approve of that. So she doesn't approve of keeping her around as a useful idiot. Okay. And he says, it needs to happen, okay? Trust me on this, for my own peace of mind. Otherwise, I will always be crazy. I will always be Menhera over her and never be able to give you the full attention you deserve. Okay. Okay, buddy. You need to do this for me, or I'm never going to be able to love you. You'll never get my love unless you do this thing. Because I love you, and I hate that my mind is so occupied with someone who doesn't deserve it, and that's how my brain works. I know it hurts you that I think about her so much. I want to do anything to make sure I no longer give a shit. And right now, I know that means having her talk to me and admit everything to me so I can think clearly without worry. Yeah, so he just needs that post-cuck clarity. Please be patient with me, okay? She will never have my love. So, again, here he is saying, she will never have my love, and like, what, 2 hours ago, he was on the 4chan thread saying, oh, she's the only one I'll ever love. Mixed messages. Pick a lane, buddy. So, trust me on this. All right, I already read that. After that, after you get the explanation, block her, stop interacting with her, and stop posting about her. Because by doing that, I get hated on too. I don't know who, but I just can't be humiliated again like this. I'm tired. I'll go back to sleep. See you tomorrow. Okay. So, this one's a doozy. And I'm glad this one was saved for like the end of the doc. So he says, you know what I'll do. I'll make her love me even more deeply than before, and then crush her with another mischievous cat face. Do you know what I want? So then she's like leaning in, listening. What do you want? I want to do it by making her watch us. I want to surprise her like that. And then Kree says, what do you mean by that? And then he sends her a gif of an anime girl making a sex gesture. Like that. Wouldn't that be fun to make her watch that? And of course, he can't just say fucking because he's pretending he's an anime character. So he can say, doing that? so cute because we're not saying the word. Well, anyways, I really want to get back at her for all the shit she pulled. She can't be allowed to get away with it and do whatever she wants. And then Kree sends back a blushing anime girl gif. Yeah, this is vile. Yeah, this is some of the fucking worst shit I've seen in the VTuber world, and we were just sitting on top of it the whole time. She's going to watch. Okay, this part. She's going to watch me come inside you. That's my plan. So that's my plan. The exclamation mark, saying it like he's like Naruto. Believe it. That's my plan. She's gonna watch me come inside you. Yeah, believe it. And then Kree is like, wait, what? Wait. Don't film me doing that. But at least being publicly lovey-dovey with each other. Then Kamui's like, maybe that would be even worse. And Kree's like, what do you mean? Vin Squeezle says, well, I don't know. Because then there's real affection behind it. Kree says, oh, so like, hurt her. I just hope she'll give in fast. Vin Squeezle says, me too. She's still on Twitter acting like nothing happened. That fucking bitch. Come back to the VC, by the way. You are still needed. And Kree says, I'll actually go to sleep for a tiny hour. Vin Squeezle says, no, come back. And then Kree says, why? And then Vin Squeezle says, I miss ooh so much. I need you in that VC. I need to talk to you right now. We need to hatch more of our little plans. I don't have any more lackeys right now. You're all I got. Don't fucking go to bed on me. All according to Kapku. That's right, Gale. Let's see. So he says, I don't have the answers, but I won't stop loving you. I meant it. You deserve to be loved. Even Blank knows how I feel. I wish I had the answers to anything. That's why I said it's making me crazy. Once I start getting answers, I can start giving them too. But the one truth is that I won't abandon you. And then Kree says, how you feel about what? This situation? Us? You and Rotten? And give what? And then Vin Squeezle says, how I feel about you. And Kree says, wait, she knows we love each other? Vin says, she saw our tweets to each other. I told her the same thing, that you're an amazing person with a good heart, that you deserve to be loved to the fullest. Kree says, but that means she also saw all the vague posting about Rotten. I can't tell if this is a typo or if she's just calling her Rotten because it's like because she thinks it's like a funny insult. Since this is the end of the written work, I'm assuming that they didn't record them. Yeah. No, I did not see any sex tapes in the in the Google Doc. Fortunately, because we know at least one of these people looks like, and that's not any kind of porno I want to see. Let's see. But that means she also saw the vague posting about Rotten. Does it? She probably did. I don't know. Everyone else did, and I think you are madly in love with her. And every lie always carries some form of truth. Else it would be a bad lie. Oh wow, the rare moment of fucking awareness here. Maybe I'm just used to people hurting me and having to do anything to get them back. Do anything to get them back. I mean, I feel like you probably shouldn't go this far to get somebody back. If you're at the point where you have to have somebody else go around and try to convince them that they're not living in reality, then I don't know, maybe just move on. So, in closing, come to whatever conclusion you wish based on the information presented. My goal was to inform people of what kind of person Kamui is behind closed doors. That isn't an invitation to harass or dox him, just to analyze whether you personally want to be involved with him. I can't speak about others, but if people also wish to not interact with me based on this, I understand. Okay, so that's it. That's the doc. Closing it. So, yeah, my whole takeaway from this thing is that, this Kamui guy, a little bit of a D-bag. I would say, yeah, probably evil. I think that, I mean, maybe there aren't any truly evil people in this world. You know, you can say that, you know, maybe Adolf Hitler, some people would say was not an evil person, even though many would say that he is. But I think, yeah, if you showed this document to any kind of focus group, they'd all be like, yes, this person is evil. So yeah, Camui, you gotta stop trying to date people. Go to therapy. Do something. Get on medication. You shouldn't be dating one woman, let alone three. So and Roddy, yeah, I mean, I'm sure you know by now that you should you should not get back involved with this guy. It's crazy that, I mean, I don't know what I don't know what you saw in him in the first place, but hey, again, different strokes. Everybody's got their preferences or whatever. It's not in the doc, but he also admitted to crabbing a list of people in the thread. Oh yeah, I did see that. Yeah. What was the list? There was I know there's Pafu, Miyu. I don't know, some others. I don't know. I don't really know most of the names around there. I see them. I recognize them. I don't know who they are. Stop trying to date. Go to therapy. I took this advice years ago. I'm doing way better now. Yeah, exactly. Some people need to work on themselves and figure out how to not be a sociopath before you try to engage in like a relationship with another person. Renata, Pafu, Layla, Miyu, Patchy, Claudette. Yeah. That's a pretty big list of people who they have beef with. Which, I mean, if you have beef with that many people, I feel like that says more about you than it says about them. But yeah, so this has been a journey. I'm really fucking tired. I'm gonna get going to bed. Thank you everybody for joining me on this stream. I had some fun. It's definitely fucking crazy. And yeah, I would say my closing statements. I'd probably stay away from this guy. But hey, I'm not your mama. I'm not your daddy. I'm just Shania Chan here with another episode of. Hold on. Woo! Groomer alert! Groomer alert! Woo! All right, that's another successful Groomer alert episode. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.